Welcome everyone to our fourth episode of the Technically Brilliant Show. My name is Ebony Johnson with the Denton Black Film Festival. We are happy to have you. This show is presented by DBFF and Black Public Media. I serve as the Director of Education and Outreach for Denton Black Film Festival, and we're just happy to have you this afternoon during our lunch session as we connect with Black artists, filmmakers, and execs who are using virtual reality and augmented reality to tell Black stories. We've had a great couple 3 weeks now talking to various artists. Our featured guest from last week, Bayate Ross Smith, actually debuted his project via The Guardian, Red Summers VR, and you can check that out. I will link that into the comments. And we're just grateful to have the space to share space with these talented artists and creatives who are giving their time and their resources and their advice to each and every one of us. If you ever miss out any of the links that we drop in the show or have any desire to learn more about the artist, we will also link our episode guide that contains all the information that we're sharing with you. Before I bring up our lovely moderator, I just have one housekeeping rule, and I just want everyone watching to please interact with us. This is a space for you to learn and to grow. Our guests are here for your benefit, so please ask any questions. Please drop them in the comments, and we will make sure to get to those during the broadcast. So I'm going to introduce our lovely moderator, Miss Lisa Osborne, the Director of Emerging Tech with Black Public Media. All right. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, everybody. Thank you.
Yes. I will let you introduce our wonderful guest.
Absolutely. So there are many paths to becoming a creative technologist. That's one of the reasons that Ebony and I wanted to create this show to begin with. We really wanted to ask Black filmmakers, artists, and makers about their on-ramps into emerging technology. More than probably 30% of the people who attend Black Public Media's Tech Mixers and our pop-up VR theaters are actually not filmmakers. I've met developers, media arts instructors, medical doctors, and journalists at our events. All of them are curious and excited about the new storytelling mediums that are popping up. One of those people is Leonardo Souza. Today, our guest is Leonardo Souza, a filmmaker based in Brazil. Leo and I met in 2019 at the Tribeca Film Festival, which was screening a 360 VR documentary that he had edited called Children Do Not Play War. Let's bring on Leo. Hi, Leo.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Please say your last name for us, because I feel like I always mess it up, and I want
It's Leonardo Souza.
Souza. Yes. I will never mess it up again, I promise. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Did you grow up in Rio, the city?
Yeah, actually, I'm from Nova Iguaçu. It's a city like 30 kilometers from Rio.
Okay.
And when I went to college, I went to study in Rio. So pretty much all my professional experience happened in Rio.
Got it. Do you remember when you were first exposed to or experienced virtual reality?
Yes, I do. I remember a friend of mine who's also a filmmaker. He had a Google Cardboard, and he was showing me like underwater footage, and you have like a shark, and I was really excited about it. And yeah, and it was probably in 2016.
I was going to say the cardboards came out in 2015, I think, and so 2016 sounds about right. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Back when you were just a wee pup. So after that, how old were, like at that point, were you still in high school or college, or after college when you were first exposed to it?
That was after college.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Had you taken any sort of digital media classes when you were in high school?
Yes, but no, high school, no, we don't
High
have
school,
those
no.
classes
Okay.
here in high school.
Got it.
But
Got it.
I started to edit when I was in high school,
I
and
see.
I
Okay. So
yeah, and
were you taking film classes or teaching yourself film when you were in high
yeah,
school?
I was teaching myself, and because here we don't have those like practical classes, it's just like math, Portuguese, and English,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
you
No
know.
art classes or things like that.
Yeah, no, very little. Some
Okay.
maybe like theater, but I didn't have in my school. And I started like teaching myself film, and I was always like really nerd, and I really like tech, but
Got it.
I didn't know how to match the things up. I
Right.
knew like okay, if I build a nice computer, I will be able to edit better and make like
Right.
VFX, all this stuff.
Did
So
you
I
buy
was
or get like a little baby camera to start shooting or a DSLR or anything like that?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, when I went to college, I got a mini TV. I'm not that
Got it.
young,
Got
so
it. Old school.
yeah, yeah.
So
And I went to exchange in New York. I studied in Newport, and there I bought a T2i, a DSLR, a very simple one. It was my first like DSLR camera, and I started like to engaging more to test and do more stuff.
got it. Got it. That was actually going to be my next question is where did you go to college and what did you major in?
Yeah, I went to college here in Brazil, in PUC Rio. It's a Catholic university, and my major is in filmmaking. But I got a one semester in fall to 2010 in State University of New York, Newport, and there I got like digital video classes as well. But we didn't have much more than just using digital cameras and editing and doing VFX.
Got it.
Uh,
So is that in upstate New York?
yeah, I stay in New York.
Okay, got it. And was that your first trip to the States or had you been to the States before?
Yeah, my first time that I was like out of Brazil.
Oh,
My first trip
wow.
abroad.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It
cool,
was
cool.
pretty nice. Yeah.
Okay, and it was for a whole semester.
Yeah, a whole semester.
Okay, wonderful. So was it at what point in college or after college, since you were exposed to VR after college, what made you decide to get serious about it since you were already a filmmaker and already a serious editor? What made you decide to add virtual reality or to start teaching yourself virtual reality?
Yeah, in 2017, I met Fabiano Mixo. It's a Brazilian filmmaker, a great friend of mine, and he was making a project in 360. And he said, "I need an editor that really understands tech." And I said, "I'm that
Okay.
guy." So I was really excited because it was the first time I could bring all my tech knowledge and my like arts knowledge together, and
Right.
that really impressed me. And we made like we had to like build the computer to edit the stuff. So and we were testing the first time to we were testing like to watch the editing with the glasses. At that time, you didn't have like a built-in tool in Adobe Premiere that you could do that. You
Got it.
had to get like multiple plugins, and that was challenging, you know.
Right.
And
I
I was
remember
really
that's what I've
excited.
been told that from other filmmakers that in the like 2015, 2016, 2017 days, everything was a separate plugin and that was before Adobe basically bought all those independent companies and incorporated
Exactly.
them into Adobe Premiere. Got it.
Exactly. And here in Brazil, pretty much everyone would edit without watching on the headset what you are doing. And that was weird because you have to export everything and then upload to a headset and watch it.
Got it.
And that time,
It's very laborious process. That's a
yeah,
very
yeah.
tedious.
And I was
You have
like,
to
that's
really
not
like it if you're
possible.
gonna.
And for the editor perspective, it's impossible. How can I like watch the whole footage and
Right.
decide what's the best take, like not watching on the headset? So that was first challenging thing, and I really got into it. And this knowledge with this project, like, said to me, like, okay, I think I can go to this area and get like to know better what's going on. And I always love gaming, And when I went to Tribeca, for example, and saw the other interactive pieces and all the stuff that's going on, I said, oh, there's something really, really nice here that we can do storytelling and interactivity. So it was pretty much that.
So why don't you, since we're on this subject, tell us a little bit about the background for Rabiola Tales before I play the teaser trailer and the pitch video.
Sure. Rabiola Tales is this VR experience that I'm designing that you will be able to learn how to fly a kite in the favelas of Rio. So I'm trying to mix a lot of reference from my childhood. I used to fly kites, and as I said, I like video games. And when I was playing with the VR, I understood that if I'm gonna tell a story here, I should tell a story that has to do with something we really do for our body and our hands.
I see.
And that brought me the kite thing on. And I started to design this story where a guy will tell stories from their neighborhoods in the favela, and you also have the interactivity to play the stories. So
got it. All right. Well, with that, I will play both the teaser trailer and then I'll play the pitch video. Okay, and now I'm going to share the video for the pitch video.
Hi, I'm Leonardo Souza, a Brazilian filmmaker based in Rio and the director of Rabiola Tales. Rabiola Tales is a 3D animated virtual reality project where Paulo, who lives in a favela of Rio, will share his stories and teach you how to fly a kite through the VR controller. I have always been fascinated by flying kites. It could be the feeling I was flying, or maybe because the sky full of kites is just like a server hosting a multiplayer game. It was my internet before I knew the internet. Kites are a symbol of childhood in Rio's favelas, and I wouldn't be lying if I told you that it represents Brazil just like soccer and samba. I want to tell this story to present a different view of favelas, avoiding that one-sided story spread by the news, films, and TV shows that often reduces favela to poverty, violence, and drug trafficking. Rabiola Tales begins in a kite shop in the northern part of Rio. Paulo, the old man who runs the store, welcomes us inside, and we travel back to his childhood to discover how and why he fell in love with the magic of flying kites. Then, Paulo invites us to fly a virtual kite with the VR controllers. Here's when it gets really exciting. You are transported to a rooftop in the middle of a favela. You are learning how to fly a kite. The wind will affect your flight, and the sky is full of kites controlled by artificial intelligence, and you can interact with them. Bringing the mechanics and physics of flying a kite is a key element to engage the user to explore the sky of Rio and enjoy this game-like experience. We've been working on Rabiola Tales since September 2020. So far, we were able to model the environment and develop a prototype of the kite flying simulation thanks to grants received from Black Public Media and Rio State Government.
Purchase your tracks today.
But we still need to design the characters, animate the scenes, and improve the kite flying interaction. This will take 6 months more of work, and it would cost $150,000.
In Brazil, this project targets museums and public events, so it can be accessible to kids and adults. But there is a special group that we want to impact, students in the middle and high school. We want to democratize access to VR by presenting the technology to young people in Brazil using a familiar story about their community. Outside Brazil, Rabiola Tales targets museums and festivals, providing a joyful experience about the culture of Brazil and its favelas. Rabiola Tales is just one of the many positive stories about favelas that are not being told.
That was great. I still really love both your.
Thank you.
So your project has two versions, a 360 VR version and a room scale version. So how long did it take to complete the 360 VR version? Like, can you give us an estimate in terms of months?
Okay, yeah, we did a 360 version that took us around 3 months to realize, and it's still kind of beta version, but it's pretty good. It's on YouTube, and we got really good feedback here in Brazil. We got the chance to have some kids taking a look, and they were really excited about it. So yeah, it took us 3 months to make it.
Cool. And so, was there anything that you had to do for the 360 VR version that you had never done before as a filmmaker?
Yeah, actually, the animation and 3D modeling is the first time I'm working with it. It's not a completely new thing for me, but I was just trying and studying that by my own. But I never done something professional and like delivered something 3D and animated. So it was pretty cool. I've always also mostly worked with documentaries, so having an actor
Okay.
and directing like the voiceover was pretty cool as well.
Got it.
Yeah.
Have you done a narrative project before? Like, have you been crew?
No.
Okay,
No,
got it.
on crew, yes, but
Okay,
this is my first time like developing story and
exactly. Your original intellectual property, which I think is so great.
yeah.
So we have a question from the audience. Somebody wanted to know how big is the emerging media community, especially the VR community in Brazil?
Mm-hmm.
Or just
So yeah,
let's say Rio. Let's not say the whole country. Let's say Rio. How active is the VR community in Rio?
yeah, it's pretty active right now. I think we have some like maybe around 5 groups doing like stuff like this. We uh, we have one big group in the favelas that were working with Black people and people from favelas also, and it's really nice. I think the biggest difference from what is happening maybe in the US, we don't have that much access to equipment as you have there. For
Got it.
example, we don't have a store from Oculus here. We gotta import everything. So
Got it.
sometimes you're doing some stuff for Google Cardboards or maybe like 3DOF experience, right? So because we know that it's gonna be possible to people watch here and make some exhibitions because yeah, we don't have that much of equipment to
Right.
have big exhibitions.
So the things you produce to screen in schools or museums need to be, or any public space, you're saying needs to be something that functions either in browser or on a simple headset like a Google Cardboard or something similar.
Yeah, usually yes. Because
Okay.
yeah, we not always have access to more fancy stuff.
Got it. With buying things like Oculus Quest, you know, like the Oculus Quest 1 and the 2, when you buy them in Brazil, is there a big markup on the price, or do you have to pay any kind of import taxes or anything like that as a developer trying to acquire multiple headsets?
Yeah, we always have to pay the taxes, which usually kind of doubles the price of the
Oh wow.
yeah,
So instead of it being 400 USD, it's like 800 USD once you import it?
yeah, yeah,
Holy
yeah,
Toledo.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. Oh my
So
god.
usually you have some friends coming from abroad, and they will bring us like one
Oh,
of
I see. So
two
instead of
headsets, but you
bringing,
don't. Yeah,
that's so funny. In Jamaica, it's always like, I need you to bring me some shoes, or I need you to bring me.
exactly,
And Leo's like, I need you to bring me 3 headsets.
exactly.
In an extra suitcase. I'll pay the $40 fee. That's hilarious. All right. Well, if I ever come to Brazil, I will clearly need to bring like 2 suitcases full of headsets for you guys, so you don't have to pay double the price, the retail price. That's
Yeah,
really
yeah. But
outrageous.
it's something interesting that I've been trying to explore the possibilities of Google Cardboard, even though it's kind of discontinued.
Right.
There are a lot of projects, and for example, on GitHub, how to get the Google Cardboard to work in 6.0, for example.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I'm really excited to try to explore those like possibilities with the Google Cardboards or just like regular red
With
sets that
simple
you put a
tools. Yeah.
phone.
No, I love
Yeah,
that. I love that. I think that's
and
really
bring
interesting.
those, yeah, and enhance the kinds of experience that we can produce here to expose to people.
Right. So, talk to me about how you have used the 360 VR version so far, because I know you held 2 workshops
Yeah,
like 2 months ago. So what were those workshops about, and who were they for?
yeah. We did two workshops. One of them was a 3-day workshop with producers and people who would like to start creating stuff in 360 and VR. And it was pretty nice. We have a lot of people looking for, and and the result was pretty good. People saw that it's possible. Although we had those things that I was saying, like some difficulties to bring the equipment, it is
Right.
possible to do. There are a lot of browse experience that can be really nice, and we can achieve with what we have right now here.
Right.
Um,
So you
and
said
the
it was a
other,
3-day workshop.
yeah, it was 3-day workshop, maybe
How
like
many how many hours per day? Like, how
one hour
long
and
is the workshop per day?
1 hour and a half per day.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah,
Got it. And so is that
and
workshop available for other school systems or schools or museums in Brazil to license that? Because I assume it's in Portuguese. It's ready to go.
yeah, it's pretty much ready to go. But this workshop was for producers. We
So
had
for
another one,
filmmakers.
yeah, for filmmakers exactly, and you have another one for teachers and
Okay.
educators per se, because it shouldn't be like only for teachers. But we did with teachers from public schools in the
Okay.
middle school,
Okay.
and that was really surprising because like the filmmakers, some of them heard about it and had an experience, but the
Right.
teachers, like most of them have never like
Oh, at
had an
all.
experience in VR, and
Oh,
we were
wow.
able to send them a Google Cardboard, so they own a cardboard. We also donate 2 cardboards for each school that participated in the
Got it.
workshop, and they were really excited, and we're still talking with them and looking for any kind of interaction that we can make forward. We're still in the pandemic and the schools are not
Right.
open,
Right.
but in the soon future I think it will be possible to partner with the schools and do something like in the school with the children, and
Right.
it's going to be really really nice.
Would that be lovely if you could do something like that in Q4 of this year? And I think you can use the time between now and, the fall. Well, our fall, I guess your spring,
Yeah,
to basically start to educate, get more and more teachers, to do your workshop and to get an exposure to virtual reality, and perhaps get them a cardboard so that they can start watching things at home and start preparing, what some kind of lesson plan to incorporate into their classes, whether they are a media arts instructor or art teacher or a computer science teacher. I think that'd be really cool. So talk to me about where are you with the room scale version of the piece, and have you had to learn first? Yeah, first tell us that. Where are you? Like, at what phase are you with the room scale version?
okay. We last week we just finished our second prototype, which is the interaction of flying the kite. So that's pretty much almost done, like how I would like how it works. And also we got all the environments on 3D modeled, and with the texture and everything. But we realized on those 2 weeks as well that um, the models are too heavy to bring on VR.
Too big. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and we will do a like redo the modeling in a simple way, like a low poly version that we can use
Got it.
better to have a better performance.
And these are the
But
things you
that,
learn, right? It's your first time
yeah,
doing one of these.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
this is what it's all
And
about.
but we pretty much have the interaction working and the modeling of the environments. We don't have the characters and animation. That is the next phase.
Right. So we need more
And
funding in order for you to complete 3D character design.
exactly,
But you've already been doing motion tests for several months now,
yeah,
and you've already designed the kites. So
exactly.
and the kite store, because that was in your pitch video as well. What new technologies have you had to learn to do the room scale version? Is there anything you've had to learn in the past 3 months or 6 months, actually, because we started this last
Yeah.
September? Yeah.
So I would say I learned a little bit of photogrammetry. That is
Okay.
something I was bringing in the beginning. And also, I'm not saying I learned how to code, but I'm getting really familiar with
Right.
what's reading there, right?
Right.
And how you construct the algorithm. So sometimes I I exchange with my programmer saying like I would like to do this, and if
Right.
he doesn't understand, I can like draw a diagram how it would work,
Right.
and it's close to what he's writing.
Cool.
But
Cool.
I'm taking coding lessons as well. So
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
yeah,
What
yeah,
language are you studying, or languages?
C sharp because
Okay.
of the Unity engine. That's the one that we are using.
Got
So
it.
C sharp. Yeah.
Have you built a project in Unity before?
No, the beginning of last year, I was like going around with the Unity and doing some Google Cardboard interactions, but really, really simple ones. Like you look at there, you press, and you change the color. So, but it was really good because I was saying like, okay, my next project is gonna be a VR stuff. Uh, we're gonna use the Unity engine. I need to somehow get familiar with this, you know.
Right, right.
So I started to study.
So VR is really, to be a filmmaker, a storyteller in this space, or even a producer, is very much, you have to have a DIY and a teach yourself approach, and go seek out what you want to learn and test a lot, it sounds like.
Exactly. It's a little bit ambitious to say that, but I remember I saw a documentary. The guy was telling about the astronauts, right?
Okay.
And they at the beginning they were saying, okay, we need scientists to go there because those guys have the knowledge, but they were like not able to pilot. So they were like, who do we bring? And the VR is kind of this like, okay, we're gonna bring the filmmakers because they really understand about like aesthetics and the arts and
Right.
the storytelling, but sometimes they don't have the technical like
Right.
requirements to go there.
Right.
And I think we are building those professionals like right now, right? And
So who's on your crew? Like, it's
like
you. Do you have
right
a
now,
producer? Who else do you have?
right now it's me. I'm directing Paula, who is my producer, and Beto, who is my programmer. He worked with VR almost in any company in Rio that I have done VR in the last 2 years. So
Yeah.
he's really familiar with the VR language and the programming for VR.
Got it.
Yeah, and that's pretty much macro. And we have the animators and the modelers, not the 3D artists.
What
We
is it? An
are
animation studio, or is it one animator? Who are you using?
It's a studio. It's called Tijolinho Studio. They are
Okay.
from they are from the favela da Maré, which is a favela near where I live here, and they are
Okay.
really talented artists. They were working with 2D, 3D animation, but they also never worked with VR. So we are
Okay.
bringing yeah. So it was really nice. For example, for Rabiola 360, I could let my quest with them for a month, and they were developing and learning and knowing what they would take to do the animation. So they already that's what I was saying. They already have a lot of knowledge, but they seek a little bit of the understanding of like how is it to be in 360 and how
Got it.
you build the world
So it's
like
just, it sounds like a lot of it is like people who have the tech skills because they already work in animation or the tech industry or filmmaking, but they just need exposure to many
Exactly.
versions of VR, many types of VR films and experiences so that they can see how their particular training applies to make, various types of VR, whether it's photogrammetry or 360 VR or a room scale piece, run on a game engine like Unity or Unreal.
Or even AR, for example, one of the guys at Tijolin Studio, he got really excited with some apps that we were trying, like Gravity Sketch and Tilt Brush,
Right,
and he was developing some stuff that could bring to AR because like filters and helmets that you could use in AR. That he
right,
was not like planning to do this when he was in a 2D environment. So
right,
the
right.
possibilities are like huge.
Possibilities are endless. Yeah, if only we could scale the equipment and get it out to more communities of color and more Black creatives. I think that we would really see an explosion of content and creativity in the community across the diaspora. So I know that's BPM, Black Public Media, is trying to accomplish that in the States, but we're only one organization, and it would be nice to see other organizations, whether it's schools or museums or other cultural groups, step up to do similar things like tech mixers and classes and everything, and bring them into Black communities. Well, this has been great, Leo. I think you've given everybody a really beautiful, a great overview of your project Rabiola Tales, which is such a sweet and I just love that it's not like zombies and carnage. You know what I mean? Like there's so much of that in VR. And so it's nice for a change to just see like something that is just really like quite charming and soft in a way, and I mean that in the best sense of the word, and so I can't wait to see over the next 6 months. Hopefully we'll get the project fully funded, since we are exhibiting at New Images XR Festival, which is a VR festival out of Paris, and that starts next week. And hopefully we can get it fully funded over the next 6 months, and you can move into production. And we can finally see what the main character Paolo looks like, because you'll have, be able to put together your team and have the people at Tijolin put a bunch of designs in front of you of what Paolo, the kite store owner, could look like. So I look forward to meeting him when you were able to bring him to life. Thank you for being on the show, and have a great festival next week.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. All right. Bye, everybody. We will see you next week when our guest will be Jake Sally. Jake Sally, who is the Chief Operating Officer at Jadu or Jadu. I need to actually find out how to pronounce that, which is a holography company that has been killing it, especially in the music industry. So tune in next week, and I will see you then.